back, everybody. Give me a second. All right.
So what about that first half offense, Joni? It looks like maybe it was, how much was, looks like rush shots sometimes, maybe what were they doing something different or just weren't getting close, missing your guard?
Yeah, it took us a while to figure out, how to get going and get in a groove offensively. We were really bad, and it's the only word for it. In the first and second quarter, we were 7 for 35. So we possessions aren't a thing. We're getting attempts. We got to slow down. We got to make sure we're set. And we had times where, we're all on the same page in terms of what it is we're running, the look we're looking for. It's going to take some time for us to figure out how to play without our point guard. And, I think to credit, LSU for how they came out, but also I think we came out in the third and fourth quarter and had a better feel for that, obviously offensively. But we've got to continue to just work through it. That's not anything that is going to get solved in 2 days or 3 days when you are missing your leading scorer and your floor general.
Does a game like this and last game, does it kind of just show the impact that India has?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's something that we knew all year. It's why she was, so impactful, her coming and her presence. And when she's on the floor, she has a great command of her offense. She has a good feel for what to call, who needs to get the ball, who doesn't. And that's not to say that, Tanae and KK don't, but she's done it. She's got the minutes and she's, proven at that position. And so we've got to just make sure we continue to show up and grind it out and continue to get better and get comfortable without her on the floor.
You've played this team twice now. Is this the best offense that you guys that you've seen that you've played?
You know what? There's a few teams who I would put in that category. So obviously they've got 5 players who average double figures. So does Mississippi State. So does South Carolina. I mean, so you've got a few teams in our league who every position on the floor can just flat out go get a bucket.
Kind of going off the offense, I know it seemed like the second half, you guys got a little bit of rhythm. How important was that? Not just, obviously in the course of the game you want to see that, but I guess moving forward, even when India comes back, just kind of y'all figuring out what it looks like when she's not on the floor.
I think it's huge. I think, number one, there's a lot of choices you can make when the score is what it is at halftime. And our ladies made the choice to come out and fight and keep figuring it out. And I think we did that. Some of that's going to be rotational. Is it better to have Tanae and KK on the floor at the same time? Is it they sub for each other? We got to figure all that out. And the good thing is we're all on the same page in terms of figuring it out. We're all fighting and playing for each other.
When it comes to, scheming against a team who does the same things, you've mentioned this as a team, rebounds, points in the paint, defense, when LSU does those things well, I guess, how do you scheme against that?
Well, I think for us, a lot of the things, our marks we wanted to hit, we did. Like it was 14 turnovers or less, we hit that mark. We wanted to be within 8 on the boards. We were within 3 and got 18 offensive rebounds. I think most of any team against them. We wanted to make sure we limited their touches at the free throw line. Last time they got to the line 32 times. And so there's marks that we hit. We've got to figure out the offensive end. That's where we've got to get some things figured out.
AC's been really strong down low the last few games. Just what differences have you seen over the last few weeks with her that she's able to seemingly really take command?
I think she's just really found where her spot is on the floor at the 3 position. You have to remember, this is her first year playing the guard position. She's played the post for her entire career. And so while she's always been very talented, you've seen flashes in games where she's just dominant. She's now just really getting comfortable and figuring out what her spots are and being aggressive at making sure she gets there.
Any thoughts on the chippiness? That was more meetings between you and the officials along with Kim. Any thoughts on why this game seemed more chippy?
No, I mean, I don't. I think that anytime you've got, high level intensity and energy, some things like that can happen. I thought both teams honestly did a pretty good job of trying to, talk about it, have a conversation about it, but not letting it go too far. Yeah, no thoughts on it. Yeah.
Seems like Sahara's getting a little more confident. We've talked about it, past couple of weeks, but even just, I guess, asserting herself in the play. I heard her calling for the ball a couple times instead of just sort of floating around. And if it happens to come to her, she comes for it. Are you sensing her being, I guess, taking more ownership of not just kind of, making the most of opportunities when they come to her back, seeking them out?
Yeah, I think when Sahara's aggressive and she's, plays off 2 feet and plays low, she's hard to stop. I mean, she can get downhill. Her length makes her a hard cover. And so a lot of it for her is how many times she go to the line tonight? I mean, she's 2 for 5 from the free throw line, but she's someone who can shoot it mid-range. She can extend to three, but when she's really dynamic is when she is aggressive in that slot and getting to the rim. And I think sometimes she settles. And so, yeah, for her to catch it and rip and be aggressive is something that we need for her to do, and glad to see her looking to do it.
Any update on India?
We're day to day. She is going to be out for some time. It's not season ending, but she won't be back anytime soon.
It's her knee.
It's her knee. Yeah.
Janiyah said continuously that they've got to put the ball in the basket. Do you feel like that's the biggest issue right now?
Yeah, we got to score. We got to get to the free throw line. It's got to, when the ball is at the rim, teams are going to crowd it. They're going to pack the paint. So when we do get it inside, we've got to score or we've got to get to the free throw line. We've got to be strong. We know we're going to get double. We've got to triple. We got to move for each other. And then when we have easy baskets, we got to make them. Yeah.
Ladies, you ready?
Yeah.
Either player, first half, the defense just couldn't get anything going on offense. What was happening?
Truthfully, like, it is what it is. Like, we just miss our point guard. Like, we're still trying to figure out how to play without our point guard. Like, it's been, 2 games? Yeah. It's been 2 games without her. The first game, I wouldn't blame, that loss on India at all. But, in a game like this, we definitely need India Rogers in the game. We definitely need her to control the game, to shoot the shot she does, and produce what she produces. We're just been trying to figure it out, and that's what's going on right now. And we're fine. We're totally fine. I'm still super proud of this team, super proud of this fight. But we just got to figure stuff out.
A little bit better in the second half, particularly the last quarter half, because your offense did do better in that portion.
Yeah, we scored 20 points in the third, I think, and I think that we had to come out punching in the third quarter, or we would have just fell over. We just got our butts whooped, and we didn't want to go out like that. Third and fourth, I think it started to click, and we just started to figure out how to do it in the second half. But the first half, we were definitely struggling.
What was LSU doing so well that made them hard to defend?
Nothing. We couldn't put the ball in the basket. We shot way more shots than them. We had like 76. They had like 59. We got to put the ball in the basket. We got to put the ball in the basket. We have to put the ball in the basket. 23 for 71. Got to put the ball in the basket. It's 2 for 17 for 13 from 3-point line. Got to put the ball in the basket. There's nothing less we can do besides put the ball in the basket. That's what we have to do is put the ball in the basket.
Was it rushing the shot? Were you not getting the looks you wanted, or why do you feel like
Answer the question.
Aisha, what things were falling, especially in that first half?
I just feel like, me personally, I know my shot wasn't falling. Like, the shot that I make usually wasn't falling, and I just had to stay in the game. I had my teammate that had my back, and coming out of the second half, it just started falling. I was just playing like myself. I just feel like with India being out, we just got to come out and know that she's not going to be out there and just play for her, no matter what. We just got to come and punch. They punched us first, and we're at home. Can't let that happen again. We just got to, be ready for the next game. Now we got Arkansas next.
Definitely.
When you feel like the offense isn't really doing what you wanted to in the first half, is there any way to help get it going sooner?
I would just say just stay composed and just keep the game plan and then just go by the game plan, It's going to fall at some point, but we can't, if we don't score, we can't let them score. I feel like that's where we messed up a lot in this game, and that's why it killed us in the first and second quarter.
And even when we did score, we let them come back and score.
Yeah.
So it has to be some push, some pull on some end.
What about the chippiness? And I see more chippiness than other ball games. Why?
No comment.
You got a comment, AC?
No.
Okay. Do you think there was more chippiness out there than other games?
No comment.
What did you think of the environment? I know you had a rowdy home crowd, rowdy visiting crowd. Did that kind of play a role in it?
It was great. 12th man came out. Thank you for student section for being there as well. It was loud. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? It's everything you want in a basketball game, But sorry we couldn't put out for the fans, but it was a great environment for sure.
Janiyah, obviously, I know y'all went up against them early in the year, but what was it like, competing against Angel, this season, after the, experience this summer, y'all playing as teammates, how did these kind of games compare, to maybe last year, just kind of that dynamic?
Me and Angel, I've known Angel since 7th to 8th grade. We've played against each other since AAU. She knows what I can do. I know what she can do. We just go out there, have fun, compete. That's all it is in basketball. With USA, I know Flaja, I know Anissa, I know MK, I know all these people. I play with them USA, seen them at USA. nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? But in between them lines, it just gets serious.
Why was Morrow having such a big game?
Man, that's my fault. That's my fault. I'll take accountability. That's my fault.
Got it? Thank you, ladies.
Congratulations.